All right, welcome to the fourth screencast for Chapter 5. In this screencast, we're going to talk about another example of a price ceiling, and that's price gouging. All right. So, what is price gouging? Well, price gouging is when there's some sort of emergency, and the price of things that are normally very affordable become super expensive. So, most commonly in the wake of a natural disaster, something like a hurricane, there are laws in lots of places that place a temporary ceiling on prices of things like ice, generators, fresh water. I mean, the idea here is that these people have just experienced a natural disaster, and then some asshole comes in and he wants to charge them $6 for a bag of ice. And so most of us kind of find that morally suspect. I'm going to try to make the argument that while morally suspect, that these price gouging laws may be a bad idea because they may prevent the shortage from being addressed in the quickest way possible. All right. So, anyways, price gouging laws are laws that place a temporary ceiling on prices, usually after a natural disaster or an emergency. What are some of the consequences, though, of these laws? Well, that means these restricted prices cannot send the signal that we want prices to send. So economists, we think prices are what allow the market to send signals of what is needed more now. If the price of something starts going up, it means we need more of that now. Producers make more of it and we'll pay you more for it. As they do that, as they make more of it, as supply shifts, then the price will fall back to the normal market price. So if you restrict that mechanism from happening, then those signals can't be sent and the shortage can't be addressed. Also, resources may not go to where they're needed most. Remember, the allocation of the resource of the ice when a natural disaster happens, if you say you can't sell the ice for more than $3 a bag, but if the market wants it to go to, say, $10 a bag, well, what that means is anyone who has $2 can buy a bag of ice. It doesn't really matter how much they need it. So the guy who needs it to keep his ice cream cold can get it for, I'm sorry, I said $3. The guy who needs to keep his ice cream cold can get a bag of ice for $3. The guy who needs it to keep the medicine for his kid cold can buy it for $3, but only if he can find it, right? One of those people needs it a lot more, and maybe at $10, right, the guy with the medicine would be willing to pay it, right? He's an inelastic demander. The guy with the ice cream will be like, well, crap, at $10, I'm not going to pay that just to keep my ice cream cold, all right? So there is a benefit of having the price go to whatever the market price is, all right? So we get shortages, and let's see what this looks like in our supply and demand, all right? So we're going to use a generator here as our example. So before the disaster, a generator cost $530, and the equilibrium quantity was Q before here, all right? After the disaster, demand shifts way, way out, all right? So after the disaster, demand has caused the price to increase to $900, all right? But let's say there is a price maximum under some sort of gouging law. So before the disaster, it wasn't really a binding price ceiling, right? But now after the disaster, it is. So the government says that you can't sell generators for more than this maximum price. So all of these transactions now cannot happen. All of these transactions that are below the equilibrium, below the price ceiling can happen, all right? But that means we're going to get a shortage. So there is going to be people who are demanding the good that can't get it. The supply will be below the demand. All right. So so what I want you to do is watch this clip on Is Price Gouging Bad? And this is from John Stossel in the Classroom. And he's going to make the case a little more forcefully than I might make it that these are generally a bad idea, and that people who load up trucks of generators and ice and rush into a disaster area to make really big profits, while being kind of assholes, they are actually helping things because they're rushing goods to the very places that need them the most. All right.